everybody. We are less than a month away from the draft, and we've got all kinds of little rumblings and goings-ons, owners meetings, owners buyings, owners sellings, lots of high dollar figures we can never imagine personally owning being bandied about all over the internet. You like my choice of words, bandied? You don't hear that very often. But anyway, we're going to talk about a bunch of news coming up next.
Let's go. Good evening, everybody. That was your boy Phil on the intro. I'm Steve. Dev will be joining us here shortly. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Command This. It is March 30th, Thursday, and we are back again for another weekly live stream talking all things Washington Commanders. The comms, the commies, whatever you want to call them. Pick your poison. That's what we're talking about. Episode 191 for us. Just plowing down the episodes. In the off season, we kind of dropped down to one live stream a week, just because got to take a step back and life happens. That's how it goes. But we're back this week for some more Commanders news. So let's get into the show. Thank you for tuning in once again. Episode 191. So first topic of the day. The Mitchell Rails and Josh Harris team has formally submitted a bid, Phil. Formally submitted a bid that also includes Mr. Magic himself. Magic Johnson. We've also been told that Canadian billionaire Steve Apostolopoulos or Apostolopoulos, don't ask me the proper spelling. Apostolopoulos is close enough.
We'll learn it if we have to, people. Only then.
A fully funded $6 billion bid for the Commanders. And Adam Schefter believes there's a growing belief the team could be sold before the 2023 NFL Draft, which is April 27th. So we have two bids for the same price. What do you think is in the decision matrix for Mr. Nathaniel Snyder when he's going through and trying to figure out, who do I sell to? Is it money? Is it image? Is it, I got to put this in the best, the right hands for my legacy? What do you think that process looks like, Phil?
Well, you'd like to think that those are all noble reasons for doing it. You're looking at it from my legacy, putting it in the right hands and all that. Unfortunately, and I'm the guy who's probably thrown less shade at Dan than anyone else in the Washington potosphere, because I try to be fair to everybody. But I think that who's going to give me the most concessions as far as all the other things outside of the money that I want, because there's certain things that he wants, being absolved of certain financial responsibilities and things like that. I think whoever provides the most concessions to him is going to be the person who gets the deal. I really think that's it. If Dan's getting out, he wants to get out with as little to deal with as possible. It feels that way.
What other concessions could there possibly be, though, besides $6 billion?
Certain assumptions of debts, things like that.
You mean debt that the team has taken on?
Debt of his that is in relation to the team.
Okay.
They actually talked about that. That Dan wanted to be basically absolved of all responsibilities that he would have. I mean, it's like when you sell a house, you have the selling price, but he didn't have all the details. Who pays for the closing costs? Who pays for the home inspection? And does the buyer pay? Does the seller pay? Things like that. So, this is the same thing, just
Right.
on a much different level. There are other aspects and things like that, and Dan wants as little responsibility for it as possible if he's going to sell the team. So whoever is willing to give him the most concessions is going to get it. If both groups, I should say, are making the same dollar bid, then it's whoever has the most extras sprinkled in.
Yeah.
It's basically getting served 2 bowls of ice cream. One has, all the toppings. One has some of the toppings you want. You take the one that's got all the toppings. Because that's what you want. And that's what Dan's going to take. He's going to take the $6 billion with all the extras sprinkled in.
6 billion. $6 billion. I mean, $6 billion. I mean, I believe the Broncos sold for 4.5. Don't quote me, 4.5 ish, give or take. And I want to say that was the largest sum ever sold. And if this is 6 billion, shoot, we're about to trumpet. Straight
30%,
up.
the 30% jump. Now, here's the funny thing. All right. If you're an NFL owner, you want this because this immediately drives up the value of all the teams in the league.
Yes.
All of them. All of them.
Boy, Marcus Edlin joining from YouTube. Thank you for joining. Marcus, hardest working man in the content sharing business. Marcus Edlin, Sports View 2 on Facebook. Go check him out. Thanks for joining, Marcus. Yeah, it's like quarterbacks or receivers getting that big contract and resetting the market. That's exactly what this is, except for it's team sale. It's team sale. It's the Commanders will reset the market just like the Broncos reset the market.
Quarterbacks.
Quarterback. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. So it's cool. I mean, hey, our team is the largest, most expensive team to ever be bought, but these teams don't get dealt that often.
No, so I don't know of any NFL team that's going to be coming up for sale anytime soon. So we're going to hold that mark for at least a little while. And you know what? It's the second time because that mark was set by Dan Snyder buying the team for $800 million back in 1999.
$800 million. Think of that. It cost me $800 million to buy something. He's about to get $6 billion. Now he's still in a little bit of debt. We know from buying out the other minority owners last year.
Yeah, and we know that. I think some assumption of that debt, it may be part of the deal.
Right.
We shall see.
Ref the District, our boys Nathan, Trev, and Stoner jumping in the live stream. Thank you, boys. Appreciate you tuning in. Go check out their channel on YouTube if you haven't already done so. Some of the best sports talk in DC sports. Go check them out. Speaking of DC sports, we had opening day today for your Washington Nationals, who were not victorious against the dreaded Atlanta Braves.
Speaking of teams being sold.
However, I don't mind losing to the Braves because Freddie Freeman is gone, and I hate Freddie Freeman.
I hate the Atlanta Braves.
Do you hate them more than the Phillies? Because I have some hate for the Phillies too. I kind of hate them less because Trey Turner's there.
To me, it's a Dallas Philly thing.
Yeah.
I hate the Braves more as a team. I hate the Philly fan base more.
That's fair. That's a fair assumption. Marcus is saying Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, now possibly RG3. So the RG3 stuff came out yesterday. I think he was on the television, and he said he's been in contact with the Harris group about being part of their bid. Now, a quick Google search will probably tell you what Robert Griffin's net worth is. I can't imagine to be that much. Let's just say hypothetically he throws down $10 million. RG3 throws down $10 million. That probably makes him like a
0.00001% owner.
Robert Griffin becomes a 0.5% owner of the Commanders. Now, what is cool though, because I still love Robert Griffin, no matter what, he did say, listen, to go from my story, where I went, how I went the way my career went, how I left, and how he goes, how my career went versus, and the fans didn't want my career to go a certain way, and then to come back and be a part of the ownership group. He goes, I feel I could still contribute to the team and to the community and help build a winner. So when I heard that, I'm like, are they going to put you on the coaching staff? Are they going to? I mean, it was great. He's great on television, but he was just saying all of the things, you know what I mean? But yeah, so Robert Griffin is
Couldn't care less.
allegedly part of the Harris
I
Rails
couldn't care less.
Magic group.
It's weird because look, all love to RG3. 2012 was a fantastic year. I just don't care. It does nothing for me if he's part of the group or not. Maybe because I feel like that it just feels self-serving in a way. Like, do you really think he wants to do it for the community? The same community that was attending jersey burning parties when he got cut.
Yeah, that was the Junks.
Which, by the way, and then he's on the Junks every week.
Yeah,
who is
the
bigger tool? The Junks for bringing him on and acting buddy, or him saying, "Yeah, I will get on there with you."
Yeah.
Now that I'm not playing.
Red Zone in the lab. What's up, Deuce and the crew? Thank you for joining. Said the theater in the stadium would be fire. Let's go Magic. Anything in the stadium would be fire. I mean, we got a sports book now, but they could make that stadium, a single one-stop shop for everything. It'd be pretty dope. Go check out Red Zone Lab on YouTube. If you haven't already done so, please go like and subscribe their channel as well. Marcus says, I heard Jeff Bezos is planning to buy the Seahawks next year when it's up for sale. I think that's probably what's going to happen. There's a big Amazon proponent out there on the West Coast. It might be a cleaner thing for him, but
it's closer to home.
Yeah, closer to home. It's always raining.
He doesn't have to give up the Washington Post.
Yeah. And why would he, unless that's a terms of sale for Dan, that he would have to give up the Washington Post? I don't know.
You can't. Well, I think that there's some concern with the NFL with him owning the Post.
You're going to continue to write. Now, I will tell you that when Rick Snyder, I like Rick Snyder. Give me 2 minutes, right? Snyder remarks. He said, "Listen, I worked for the Post for years, and not once has he told anyone that I know what to write, how to write it. They've never seen him. Now, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but he was like, from a sports writer's perspective, there hasn't been one pressure to write a story, to not write a story. Can't talk about the politics stuff, but at least from his perspective.
Yeah. Let's be real. Do you think Bezos really care? What affects Bezos more? The political end or the sports end of the paper and what gets put out there?
Yeah.
And, it's whatever. I mean, the Washington Post. It's funny because if you're our age, the Washington Post is like a legacy newspaper. But in the span of the history of printed media in this country, the Washington Post is a relative newcomer to that stage. They were a little regional paper. I mean, they were still the biggest paper in DC, but they were the regional paper. They were not seen as a national deal until Woodward and Bernstein started printing all the documents and stuff from Deep Throat that exposed Nixon. That was what did it. So really, they've only been a big deal since the 70s in terms of being a national media outlet. They're not the New York Times, but it's still a big enough deal because the Washington Post now carries that cachet, especially in terms of politics and things like that. So that's where Bezos' whole thing lies. But with the cachet that the Washington Post carries nationally, I think that's why even some of the owners, I think, had some hesitation about that. It's like, wait a minute now. It's one thing when Dan Snyder owns a radio station that only operates in D.C. People get the Washington Post delivered to them all over the country. They pay for that subscription.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that may have complicated things. And it may have been something that Dan asked for, but I know that other owners, there were some grumblings that other owners were like, may need to sell that, buddy, because we don't want your paper covering our team because you float some negative rumors out there, it's going to affect these other teams. And it may do it in a way that benefits the Commanders. Now, us as fans, I mean, we would like that. For once, it's everybody else's team getting crapped on by by a major publication. But in the terms of being ethical, there's some questions there.
Listen, this could all be a smokescreen when he turns around and sells the team to Tanya for $1. Hey, I sold the team. And then
this is gonna.
Last week we were at the 1 yard line, right? From all the people and all the blue checks on Twitter, hashtag blue check, the blue checks on Twitter saying, "Oh, we're within the 1 yard line. I have,
Yeah, who was that? Was that Commander's Hub or is Commander? Is it the
Commander's Post?
Yeah,
he's in our.
And I heard that.
I was like,
he says, "I'll send pictures of them celebrating." That
he deleted those tweets. I actually have to go back into the chat and share that with everyone that he deleted those tweets. So yes, I will do that. That was him. I will share pictures of the yes, that was him. Now there. So it might not happen before the owners' meeting or the draft. It might happen in May. We don't know. We're just along for the ride. At this point, I don't even care anymore. I just want it to be over. Sell or don't sell. Sell. Please sell. But it's just about time that I think it's time that we would like to.
It feels like. I mean, look, and realistically, for everybody who's like, "Why is it taking so long?" It always takes this long.
Yeah, but what if he just pulls an okie doke and said, "Listen, I'm not happy with the bids that I got this year. I'm going to keep it for one more year, and I'm going to sell it next year." Possible. But I want to go back to the Robert Griffin thing and just tell you what he said. He said, "I've been having some really great conversations with this group led by Josh Harris, and I've had having an opportunity to come into that ownership group. Head over heels excited by that process, to be a player for that team, to not have my career go the way that I wanted it or the fans wanted it in that city would be a full circle type of movement to come back and try to help that team and organization build the winner the fans deserve. I'm really excited about it. It's nothing that I can announce at this point. Conversations are happening. I'm really excited. At the end of the day, fans will throw a parade when Dan Snyder sells the team." That's what he said.
Hashtag no pressure. Hashtag no diamonds.
But minority owners, they don't do anything. Do they just collect checks from their investment? I don't even know how that works.
Yes, they do. That's what they do.
Get an annual.
They get a check
capital
gains from their. That's
if I'm a 3% owner in the Commanders, I get 3% profit share.
Yeah, pretty much. They get profit share.
Okay.
Equivalent to their investment in the team.
Yeah, that's fair.
So let's be real. Let's be real for a second here.
Hold on, I want to say what's up to my boy Arch Deluxe joining from YouTube. Thanks for joining, Arch. Appreciate you. Yeah,
I just
Robert
have
Griffin
this,
with his 0.5% ownership.
I just had this problem here with this concept that's like, oh, fans are going to throw a parade when Dan Snyder leaves. That is the most Bush League stuff if our fan base does this. I understand we are a long-suffering fan base under Dan Snyder. But let's be real. You have won nothing with a new owner. Does getting a new owner, do we get handed a Lombardi trophy? Do we get it? No.
But that gray cloud is gone. It's gone.
Yeah, but the new ownership still does have the. Here's the thing: it's new ownership, fresh breath of air, fresh faces. If you hope it's a fresh breath of air, you hope it's not another cloud. It can't be. But until the ownership change leads to success as a franchise and as a team and on the field, we have won nothing except an opportunity.
That's true, Phil. But you know, football has two sides. You have operations and you have business. The football operations side, we probably know what we're going to get. You know, a 500 team if you just go off trend analysis. The business side, we don't know what we're gonna get, but at least it's gonna
You
feel
think
better.
it can't be any worse, right?
Correct, and I think that's what's giving fans hope, at least for 1 year.
I'm fine with hope,
You
but
know what I
don't go.
mean?
I mean, I've seen people literally trying to raise GoFundMe's
Like
to
it's a
throw a
Super Bowl parade.
parade, and
Yeah.
it's like, what are you doing?
Marcus said, "I believe it's going to be Josh Harris. He sold his minority stake of the Steelers." Oh, I did not know that. Sold his stake of the Steelers.
Harris to me is the leader in the clubhouse, the Harris group, and that's fine because I like the idea of a local guy like
I
Mitchell
just
Rails in there.
don't like that he still owns the 76ers. I don't. Not when you got the Wizards in town. I don't like it. I don't like it because the teams all have to get along and get together. What if the Wizards want to do something with the Commanders, but that's a conflict of interest with his 76ers in some stupid way?
I don't think he's even going to get involved. I think it's going to be a thing that's going to be handled by Jason Wright and company. Now, but here's the thing. Until honestly, I'll be happy to have new ownership, but I'm not going to start throwing parades and I'm not going to go Josh Harris, Mitch Reels own a team. Championship. I'm not doing that. And no. And that is such a loser mentality to take, to say we are going to throw parades because one billionaire bought this team from another billionaire. That is such a loser mentality to think that is your reason for throwing a parade, and that is your reason to celebrate. And let's throw all the babies in the air and everything. No. We smile. We're happy. We go.
It's over.
It's over. We have a chance to do. We have a chance to do something different.
Yeah. All right. Talking about doing something different. Let's move on to the next topic. So now we're going to talk about Ron Rivera's latest press conference comments about the team in general, the roster, what he thinks about people, and especially Lamar Jackson. It's official. He said on the record, the Commanders are not going to pursue Lamar Jackson. When talked about, shout out to Nikki Javala. She said Ron Rivera never considered pursuing Lamar Jackson. And I quote, "It was something we feel we didn't suit what we want to do. I know he's a tremendous player. I just didn't think that was a direction we wanted to go." And then he goes on to say, I mean, you look at the impact on your roster build, what the impact on your roster building is. What were the assets that we would have to use to get them? What would the financial impact be? What are the things that we think we have to separate about anyone else? This is why we did what we're doing. We're able to keep the defensive line guys. He's talking about signing Deron Payne. We have a couple other guys we have to think about on the defensive side. I'm sure he's talking about Cam Curl and Montez Sweat. 3 guys we feel that are part of the core we're trying to put together. We want to build an offensive line, dynamic playmakers. We're in a position now. If you want to do something different. Basically, he said, and this is the most important thing I want to say. We are roster building for the first time and feel really good about the things that we are trying to do right now. Phil, we are roster building for the first time. Do you take that literally? Does that get you upset that he said that his 4th year into his tenure that we're roster building? Or is there context to that sentence?
All right. Is it me? And maybe this is my own biases creeping through. I totally took that as a shot at Scott Turner. I really did. I was like, yeah, because what's changed from before to now? We have a different offensive coordinator.
Scotty doesn't know, man. Scotty doesn't know.
I really think that was a veiled shot at Scott Turner.
Yeah.
Because I think Scott Turner got in the way of what Ron was trying to build in the on the roster. He wanted to do his offense, and Ron was like, well, this offense really isn't working. Oh, no. Just give me this guy, give me that guy, whatever.
Shout out to Yam. Thanks for joining,
What up, Yam? I took this as a shot at Scott Turner. I don't know why. That's how I read it.
It's getting interpreted as it's your 4th year, coach. Normally you start roster building in year 1, but you chose to go with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Then you chose to go with Carson Wentz.
We've been, but you see,
You know
here's
what
the
I
thing.
mean?
If you really look at it, like as far as offensive weapons, we've been roster building.
He just built it. What's the word I'm looking for?
Obviously, because if you look at the roster turnover from the Jay Gruden era to
Different.
now, it's nuts.
It
It's
is.
almost a completely different team.
Dude says, the party pooper Phil, I'll be at RFK when the sale goes through. Let's parade. Send me the invite. I'll be there.
I hope a girder does not fall on your head,
I'm
Nooch.
gonna climb up the poles. They're gonna grease the poles and like they do in Philly. Nah, it'll be fun.
Because
says,
RFK is falling apart right now.
I agree with Ron Rivera. Trade back and draft the offensive tackle Darnell Wright from Tennessee, the Volunteer, and add returner, linebacker, cornerback, and O-line depth. Yim says, man, why are so many people in this community and media so down on Sam Howell? Like, the dude would basically be a rookie, and we plain do not know what he might have in him yet. It's a good point, Yim. It's absolutely true. And it's Ron's playing like a man who's not could be in his final year of his contract. He's playing like a guy who has time. If it's your last year on a deal, like, oh snap, I might not be here next year, I'm going to put all my eggs in the Sam Howell basket. No, you don't know what Sam Howell's going to be. We hope he's going to be great. If I was Ron and this was true my last year, I would go get Lamar. I'd be going after Aaron Rodgers. I don't care because it's my last year. He's playing like a man who has time. That's what I'm saying.
Which honestly, whoever replaces him, if he's not back after next year, they're going to profit from. They're not going to deal with the after effects of, what the Rams did with whole F them picks.
With the Robert Griffin trade.
Yeah, or the Robert Griffin trade.
Arch says, I'll be there too. It will be glorious.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
How much Arch?
This fan base isn't so much down on Howell, but you'll notice the people who are down on Howell fall into one of two camps. They're either still not over their weird crush on Taylor Heineke.
You said the Heineke word.
Or they still haven't gotten over Robert Griffin III, and that's why they want Lamar, because Lamar is the evolution from what Robert Griffin III was.
Right. He just does it better.
He does it better. Well, he has shiftiness.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I've never seen a running quarterback get hit the way RG3 would, because RG3's field vision when he was running, and I know I'm going to catch heat for this, but if you go back and watch the tape, that dude can only run straight. He wasn't really shifty, and he had poor field vision when he was running. He got out in the open field and just burn people.
Like Antonio Gibson last year. I'm going to get the ball, and I'm going to run straight into the ass of the lineman. Don't ask me to go left or right.
Honestly, why is it that Robert always took like the most insane hits? You only do that if you're not seeing the guy coming.
Yeah,
because he'd take hits and he would just go, arms and legs akimbo and just be like, and you're just like, what happened?
But it's fair to say that we as fans of this team, we're just emotionally drained from the quarterback thing. We have nothing left. We got nothing. Just give us a quarterback. We are so damaged.
We have a quarterback that we know is more talented than the previous one, but showed us those little things again. It showed us the same things you saw in TH against the Bucks in the wild card.
That's the Heineke sound. Metal Gear Solid sound. Go ahead.
Keeps popping up out of the box. Everything we saw in that man against the Bucks, you saw that it was Sam Howell against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But you also saw things, and he has certain tangible aspects that are greater.
Right. And it was fun to watch that game. I was like excited to watch that game.
It was. I mean, everybody says, he only threw 19 passes. He only had 2.
Right.
You want him to throw the ball around up 20 points?
I will say Scott caught a really good game plan for him that day. You didn't put the pressure on him. You ran the rock. It was good. It was a good game plan. Yem says trade back, get a line in the first, get more picks overall. Worry about cornerback in the second, third. Forget this tight end at 16 nonsense. Yam, I love you, bro. Give me a tight end at 16 all day long. Give me the kid out of Notre Dame. I would take him in a heartbeat. EB loves his tight ends, and we do not love our tight end room. No one can convince me we have a good tight end room.
Steve Lim loves his tight ends.
You cannot convince me. I am Logan Thomas's #1 fan. I'm the president of his fan club. You can't convince me we have a good tight end room. Our tight end room is not good. John Bates, hell of a blocker. He will catch the ball if you throw it to him.
Well,
everyone else
we don't
is
know
just
what
a
Cole
maybe.
Turner can do because we haven't seen Cole Turner play with a real quarterback.
In the words of my man Dev, never pass up something for show for a maybe. And I think what's his name, Kincaid, out of Notre Dame is a sure thing, man.
I will say this. I've done a bunch of mock drafts, and that kid Shoemaker out of Michigan. I end up getting him a lot in like the third round.
Yeah.
And that's fine. He is fine. You don't need a first round pick at tight end.
Right. Marcus said, the thing I like about Sam Howell, he's like Russell Wilson. He will slide to protect himself. Well, he played baseball too. So like we saw Russell Wilson sliding in 2012. We did not see Robert Griffin sliding in 2012. Robert Griffin
we saw him try.
I'm hitting these dudes head on and it's not working. Yes. Yeah, I understand. The error of my way. Tight end at 16 is not a smart pick by any means. It should be a cornerback or a left tackle. I get it. That's just my lust for the tight end position of wanting it to be good on this team. That's it. It's not the smartest thing. I fully
16th pick in the NFL draft. The Washington Commanders select cornerback Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen.
Pennsylvania State University.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's who I want.
Arch is saying cornerback, offensive tackle, edge, trade back for others. So get us a Joey Porter. Get us. I mean, if Charles Leno
second round.
Charles Leno might be our starting left tackle. Sadiq Charles is showing
Leno
us some
with better linemen around him is better.
Sadiq Charles is showing us some really good workout videos, but so did Terrell Pryor. That's as much stake as I put into those. I want Sadiq Charles to be good. I don't know if he will be.
I hope Chris Paul is as good as advertised.
Yes. Yeah. And then they're going to move Cosme inside. So Wiley will be our right tackle, most likely. So we center. Yeah.
Luke Wiper.
That whole left center and the whole left side is a big question mark.
Luke Wiper from Ohio State, second or third round. You can get him easily.
Yeah.
Solid. He'll be solid at center.
Yam said the only tight ends that 16 people want can't block. No, but they're there to catch the ball. You don't get a guy in the first round of tight end to block. You do not. You get them to catch the ball. In my offense, if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm running the dual threat tight end because it is unstoppable and no one runs it. Give me a Gronk and a Hernandez. You can't stop it. We had the formula with Fred Davis and Jordan Reed, and Jay Gruden's ass never did it. Never put them on the field at the same time.
Vernon Davis.
I'm sorry, Vernon Davis, not Fred Davis. Vernon Davis.
We tried to do Fred Davis and Chris Cooley, but Cooley by that point was dealing with
it is the deadliest thing ever, and you can flex on not having that fantastic wide receiver core because your tight end is going to have mismatches all day against linebackers, but that's just me. Marcus says the tight end depth, the tight end is deep. We can get Darnell Washington, tight end from Georgia, in the second round. Maybe. But they gotta let someone go. They definitely have to restructure Logan's contract. We are $3 million what we have left in cap, and I think we need
post 10 first designation
12. But I even after that, I don't think it goes up that much. We're still not going to have enough to sign our rookies. So they got to make some changes. Dude says, me too, Joey PJ sandwich. I don't get the reference. Elaborate, Deuce. Elaborate. Yam said, we need a Hogs 2.0. Do y'all realize how that will help the run game too? Yeah.
You forget who you're talking to here, Yam. I am Mr. O-line. Right here.
But that's going to take years of first round picks on the offensive line. You know, had we we'd have kept Brandon Sheriff. You got to build around the line. Who are you going to build around? The best.
But you're not going to put $20 million into a right guard. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. But the best lineman we have right now is probably Andrew Wiley. He gave up 9 sacks last year. The line is suspect right now.
Charles Leno was rated above Wiley.
Leno is probably going to be a left tackle, at least for one more year.
And I'm fine with that because I think Leno was kind of on an island. I mean, Norwell wasn't exactly helping him out.
No, he had no help. Marcus said, Doc Walker said that Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne was begging Rivera to start Chris Paul last year. Man, I hope Chris Paul is a diamond in the rough.
Chris Paul started in that Dallas game.
I think F.A. Obata is a diamond in the rough. That man gets more playing time. I'm a big F.A. Obata fan. I think he has a lot more to give this team than what he's given so far. Yam says, we got to build around guys that are consistent and don't miss 5 games a season. That's practically everyone except for Charles Leno on the line. It really is. All those other guys.
Fortunately, it's been Cosme too, and I'm a big Cosme fan. When he's in there, he plays well.
Right. Yeah. Straight up. What can you do? But what we're gonna do right now is take 45 seconds and share some opportunity for you to gain some skrill. Let's go. What's up, Commanders fam? The biggest tournament in college basketball is underway, and the action is just getting started on DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any pregame moneyline bet and score $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. Plus, combine multiple bets for a shot at an even bigger payout. DraftKings will be featuring parlays and odds boosts all tournament long. So be sure to check the DraftKings Sportsbook app every day to see what they have in store. I got Houston tonight, -7.5 over Miami, and I got Houston winning it all. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up with code TPPN. Right now, new customers can bet $5 on any pregame moneyline bet and get $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code TPPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Yeah, Dev, welcome to the show. The show. Dev is here. What's up, man?
I don't know what is going on, but I think I might figure out something.
Think you got it?
Y'all hear me?
Well, you're here.
We got
That's
you.
Beauty.
Yeah.
You are here. You are here. Do you hear us? Can you hear us?
Hey, y'all.
Good, man. Thank you for joining us, Dev. Good to see you as always. We're just talking about how the Commanders said they are not going to be pursuing Lamar Jackson. Dev's getting a shout out saying, "What up, Dev?" from Marcus. Deuce is saying, "Dev is here. Dev is here. Dev is
finally,
here.
Man. We're all a slave to our technology, man.
That's right. ChatGPT couldn't get you into this thing tonight, man. Couldn't do it. So Ron said we're not going after Lamar. He's starting to build the roster. I think he was taken out of context. I think what he was trying to say was we didn't dump the massive quarterback contracts earlier in my tenure. And now I'm starting the young rookie. So like I said on Twitter and in the chat group, I just wish he would have had this philosophy earlier on. We didn't need Fitzpatrick. You could have rolled with Dwayne or even found your own rookie, but do it early in your tenure so you can build a team around him on a rookie deal. But you chose to get these cheap retread ass veterans, and it just blew up in our face.
I do think that Dwayne was a favorite to Ron, or a favorite to Dan.
I'm sure it was too. You know, Ron said we're building a roster for the first time and feel really good about what we're able to do. Like, don't say that. Now, that's not what he meant, but that's how it's getting.
It's Scott Turner.
I'm just saying though. What have you been doing the whole time then, bro?
That's why it was a poor choice of words. It should just say that.
That's what he meant, or is he saying that somebody was making sure that he couldn't do it his way, and now he finally gets to?
He was the GM.
That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't, I totally get why you would not go after Lamar Jackson. If you want to tell me, I don't really, but I can understand where you're coming from if you say, hey man, we don't really want to spend all of our cap space, and it's going to be easier for us to build a champion if we go with a guy on a rookie contract. Let's try to develop this guy, which doesn't make any sense because why did you go to Heineke whenever Wentz failed last year, if that's the case?
Right.
And it made no sense. It made no sense to do that. So
you missed it. That's what he said earlier. He said, look at the impact on what your roster building is. He's talking about going after Lamar. What are the assets you got to give up to get him? what's the financial impact? And these are the things we have to think about separate from anyone else.
Yeah, but who gives a shit about the financial impact? Because we're saving money by filling the roster up to go 8-8, man. You're gonna bring back all these motherfuckers that got you 8-8 every year.
Yeah,
like Ravens don't have any of
But you see,
we got on offense.
Dev, I pointed this out.
None of them. All of these weapons we got,
building.
We going 8-8 with them.
But hold on, we have been roster building because if you look at the turnover that happened beginning immediately after Jay Gruden,
we got a dope roster. I'm not knocking the roster. What I'm saying is that for what? We got a dope ass roster to go 7 or 8 wins every year.
Listen,
but the Ravens got a bum ass roster and wins 10, 12 games every year.
It's a move. It's a move by a coach who has time. That's not a move by a coach who could be on the last year of his contract.
Right. That's a guy. That's a Belichick move. He's got some equity, bro. You know
what I'm saying is he's not going anywhere.
Hey man, look, Ron is fired, bro. Look, I'm telling you right now, if Lamar Jackson has a better year than Hal, I'm firing Lamar, dog. I mean, I'm firing Ron. I'm firing Mayhew immediately, bro. Immediately, because you had a chance. If I hear next season during the draft time, we got to find our number one quarterback, I'm firing everybody, bro. You had a shot. You had a shot at a 26-year-old legend, bro, in his fucking prime. You had a chance at this dude, man. But what you want to do is just, hey, let's stay the course and just go 8-8. Now, look, man, I could be wrong. I pray I'm wrong. I love Hal, bro. I'm willing to go with Hal, man. I'm not dissing Hal. I think he could be good.
You have to change your whole offense.
So fucking what? What's not changing your offense got you? You know what I'm saying?
I changed the offense just by going with Eric Bieniemy. And maybe Bieniemy's like, you know what?
What if Bieniemy didn't want Lamar Jackson?
He's fired next year too. Look, man. Look, I'm telling you, man. Look, if the Lamar plays for the Ravens and the Ravens have a better record than Washington, dog, I'm firing everyone, especially if it's because of Lamar. If Lamar has an MVP season again or caliber, I'm firing everyone. If we don't win 10, 12 games and the Ravens do, I'm firing everyone, bro, because there's no excuse for it. I understand that everybody wants to keep Sweat and Young and Allen and Payne. Them niggas have gone 8 wins every year, bro. I love them. They probably go somewhere else and ball the fuck out, bro. But here in Washington, them dudes are going 8-8 every year. So you mean to tell me you got a chance to lose maybe a defensive player down the road or two?
Well, that's the sacrifice you get when you're paying a quarterback the big deal. You lose stars. That's you just
Hal is not paying the quarterback work for us yet. These motherfuckers went after Russ and what's his face,
and Matt
bro?
Stafford,
right?
So why not go after Lamar? I'm with you. It
just doesn't. I get it. I totally.
So
what's a team that's
we complain that doing what we've done gets us 500. So now they do something different than what they've done, and now we're complaining they're going to go 500.
What are they doing different?
They're not chasing the biggest name free agent.
Man, they never go with the biggest name free agent. When have they gone with the biggest name free agent since Ron's been there?
Well, they've gone after the mediocrity, the leftovers, and the
no, they've ended up signing those guys, but remember they tried to trade for Matt Stafford. They came one player away. They came one player and one pick away from that. All right. They tried to go after Russ. Russ was like, I don't want to go to DC. It's I want to go be Mr. Unlimited, over
in Denver. He got to do what he got to do. But I'm saying it doesn't make sense at all to not go after. We haven't had a franchise quarterback since Theismann, bro. Since Joe motherfucking Theismann.
They kind of took a shot at Kirk. It was just the same thing the Ravens are doing.
Kirk was a guy back in the 4th round or some shit.
It's the same thing the Ravens are doing with Lamar. Like, we kind of want you, but then we kind of don't want you. So we'll give you this.
No.
We want you, but we don't want you for the money you want.
See, the Ravens got a top 6 pick or some shit. So I mean, I get it. If you can pick one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the draft, and you don't have to give 2 draft picks up and spend $45-50 million a year on a quarterback or 200 guaranteed or whatever the number is, I get it if you can be successful without it. We pick at 16, bro. We can't get a franchise-changing quarterback at 16 unless somebody fucks up and slides or we get lucky.
Dev, I'm going to ask you this question. How come nobody else has gone after Lamar?
Because nobody has money.
Everybody has money.
And he bummed out because he didn't get an agent. Basically he gambled on himself and lost.
So yes, there's a way he's handling himself throughout this process that is turning people off.
Today they said he didn't even want 200 million. He just wanted $1 million more guaranteed than Watson. He'd take another year.
My guy, I love Lamar. I want him on this team first, but he had Meek Mill lobbying for him, and people are like, Meek Mill, you cannot negotiate with teams on behalf of Lamar.
Lamar, I'll play on the franchise tag, but I wait to the very last day to sign and go to camp, and then as soon as I hit the ground for anything, I'm not gonna get it out. My leg hurts.
Yeah, I'm saying, why didn't they
go? I got depression. I got.
Why didn't they go to Howard early in the season? Marcus said,
"Because they're stupid, bro. They're dumbasses." We all said this whenever Wentz got brought on the team. Wentz, we all thought wasn't a bad quarterback, but why? What's the fucking point? You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. Wentz was always going to get you 8 or 9 fucking wins, bro. Even if you got the Indianapolis Wentz or the first year fucking Philadelphia Wentz, he was always going to be 8 and 9 or 9 or 7 and 8 or something.
No, I think if we'd have got that Wentz, we'd have 9. At least 9, Wentz, maybe 10.
We lost the first half of the games because everybody was out on defense. We missed the second half of the game because we had a terrible ass quarterback.
No quarterback. Yeah. Yeah.
It's always going to be something, man.
They gone for guys, and those guys have said, nah, I'm good. Marcus also said, I would go for Lamar, but it's going to be hard getting Lamar. If we offer a contract, they won't match it. We only have $3 million in cap space too. We couldn't afford Lamar this year.
Man,
$250 million.
Yeah. Somebody can get cut, bro.
Oh, there's going to be a whole bunch of these June 1st designations. Are we going to get Lamar Jackson money out of that? No.
All you have to do is free up like $30 million. I mean, that's probably 3 or 4 cuts or readjustments included. You know, you got to free up $25-30 million. He can take.
If
got
he's
$100
willing
million next year. They can give him
like $75
million next year
in the first year. If he's willing to, unless he want, what if Lamar wants? I want 50 my first year. Then you're asked out. You can't do it. We don't know what he wants.
Man,
I don't know. 100% sure Lamar knows what he wants.
No, today ESPN was saying Lamar did not request to be the highest paid player in the league. He never request to have all his contract to be guaranteed. He just wanted more than your boy got Watson. That's all he wanted was more than Watson. That seemed fair to me.
Well, because Watson's contract is fully guaranteed. Is he just talking about
230 of it out of 250 or some shit? But either way, yeah, a lot of money guaranteed.
Yeah.
More money than anybody else.
Well, Ron Rivera, he's roster building. We're roster building for the first time. He likes our defensive backs. He likes our safeties. He didn't go into any details about the ownership. He goes, I have no idea what to expect. We just got to wait and go through it. It's frustrating having the uncertainty in ownership because they're not willing to make any massive moves. It's probably talking about Lamar. He goes, it's very delicate. Everything we needed to do, we've been able to do so far from a roster perspective. But he says, Ben Standing asked him about this current franchise uncertainty with ownership and how it compares to everything else he's dealt with Washington. He goes, it's been par for the course.
Yeah.
That's but he said he also inadvertently ran into one of the potential ownership groups, but he hasn't had any formal meetings with any of the groups. Nothing. And then Chase Young, 5th-year option. They're not sure if they're going to pick it up. He said it's all about the health. He had a good checkup with Dr. James Andrews. So we don't know. They don't have to pick it up right now.
These motherfuckers are all about the help, but continue to pay Chase Roulier every fucking year.
Yeah.
All about the injuries, but some reason all these linemen are on the year team. Every fucking year they get hurt.
Yeah. And apparently we've been having 7 a.m. meetings with all the offensive coaches. So that's good. They're grinding away, trying to get everything figured out leading up to the draft. But my next topic I want to talk about is the Commanders are odds favorite to land Texas running back Bijan Robinson. What's up with that? That's kind of out of left field. So
it's not.
If you Texas,
if you're not from around here.
Correct.
It's not out of left field because at that point at 16 he might be the best available player in the draft.
DraftKings has given us a plus 400, which is the highest odds to land Bijan Robinson at pick 16. Right behind us is the Chargers because Austin Eckler doesn't want to be there. The Cowboys, who lost Zeke Elliott and they're just down to Tony Pollard on a franchise tag. The Eagles, who lost who's Miles Sanders?
Yeah, lost Miles Sanders and
Bryce Still
I said
close.
let's go to the Jets. What do you go?
Boston.
I don't remember. And then the Falcons at plus 750. Those are the top 5, and we hold it with number 16 picks. So
Here's the thing: it's not a move we should make. Therefore, it is assumed it would be a move we would make. Why? Because they still think that Jay Gruden and Bruce Allen are running this team. That's how the media is treating us when they create these odds.
yes.
That's how the odds makers are treating us when they create these odds. They are looking at us like it's going to be the same old. Pick somebody you that sounds great on paper, look great in college, who does not fit what you're trying to do.
Right.
When you already have 2 running backs that have been starters for this team and have done well in the position, go get a third when you have all these other glaring needs. No. And I know he's a greater prospect than Saquon Barkley was coming out of college. Don't agree. But he's a great running back. He's going to do well for some team.
Right. Shout out to Badass Lord Tipsy on YouTube. Hey, I love the name. I love the Darth Maul avatar. He also says hot wings and command this podcast. Hey, cheers, brother. Thank you for tuning in. We much appreciate it. And he's also digging the Tecmo Bowl background.
Yeah,
that's
right. I seen the 5 hearts. I was like 5 hearts.
That's how we do it.
1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Marcus said, Dev, he's on the transition tag. It means the Ravens control his rights. That's true.
Who's on transition tag?
Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I knew we were going to go get Lamar. Like, as soon as he was going to be a free agent. I mean, I know we're not going to get him. I understand why you wouldn't, to be honest. But the whole point I'm trying to say is your excuse you give us is stupid. Like, the excuse you give us is, nobody asked me about Hargraves. What the fuck is Hargraves have to do with? Nobody asked you about a defensive end, bro, because we're good. We're stacked on the defensive line. We haven't had a franchise quarterback in 35 years, bro.
Yeah.
And you're gonna say ignorant shit on a mic like, why ain't y'all asking about Hargraves? Fuck some Hargraves. No disrespect to Hargraves, but fuck him. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Why didn't anyone ask him about Aaron Rodgers?
Right. Well, yeah, say some shit like that at least. I would say, well, what about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
You know, and also while we're talking about dumbasses, not Green Bay, but the Jets have to be the dumbest of asses because I would have leveraged the fuck out of Lamar Jackson to get cheaper Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what these dudes are doing.
Oh, so man. Yeah, we can get a guy for 32.
Yeah,
whatever. 2 first-round picks.
I'm gonna give up 2 first-round picks. I'm not gonna give up $70 million on top of it, dog. Right. You gotta do one or the other. I'm willing to do. I'm not gonna give you $70 million and 2 first-round picks when that motherfucker might come back next year. I'm gonna holler at Lamar. Then I bet that price would have came down. So if you Green Bay, you win in that battle. You know what I'm saying? There's some suckers over it. I'll wait till June 1st whenever Green Bay got paid for all that, and then negotiate with them.
Arch says Chase was prominent in the team's new hype video, 5th-year option loading.
Yeah, he's gonna get that.
He's gonna get it. Honestly, I've always been in the school thought you always give that 5th-year option just because I think it's a safety net. Chase is scheduled to make, I want to say it's 17 million on the 5th-year option. But if you're going to pay Sweat, can you afford Chase at 17 and Sweat? I think
you got $100 million next year.
Sam Fortier says Montez is probably going to get around between 20 and 22 a year million. So that would be Chase at 17, Montez at 22, Duran at whatever, John at whatever. That's going to be like 80, 90 million on your front 4.
Badass.
Bam.
Lord Tipsy. Yes, I want Gonzalez at 16 also.
Yes. Lord Tipsy says Chris Gonzalez at 16, cornerback out of Oregon. My man is good.
He's not going to be there though. There's no way he's there.
Gonzalez at 16.
No way he's there.
I don't think so either.
Telling you it's going to be Joey Porter Jr.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be. What's the other guy? I can't think of his name. There's another one. I can't think of his name. Another corner.
Marcus said the Eagles are picking in the top 10. I believe he gets picked there. And Yam is saying, I wonder how much EB is in the draft wants players now. I mean, was it an argument to say the defense is there a unit that's more lopsided in talent, offense versus defense?
I don't know, man. Is there a defensive player on the team better than McLaurin?
That's the question I'm trying to ask. Like at their position, maybe Deron Payne,
John Allen.
John Allen's made All-Pro, right?
I mean, Terry McLaurin's top 10. We're not going to get into this argument now. No, we'll say top 10.
But, no,
maybe top 12. People will say he's top 3, but they're probably homers. I'll say top 10 and leave it at that.
I'll give him 15 to 17.
Terry's not top 5 in NFL. I'm not going to get in the argument right now, but
I'll give him top 8.
I'd say Deron Payne's top 5 at the front.
Tackle.
Yeah.
Allen might be. Also, we just talking tackles.
Yeah. But back to the question at hand. Do we need Bijan Robinson, Brian Robinson Jr., and Antonio Gibson all on this team next year?
I would take Bijan over both those guys, though.
No, I would not. That is a waste of a pick at 16.
I would take Bijan over both those guys.
That's almost a bigger waste. As
I think Gibson's probably gone next year, man. Honestly.
You mean going into this season, he's gone?
I think Gibson's is good this year. I think next year, his contract up. It is last year or this year. You got to extend him.
He doesn't get extended. I mean, he was a late pick. So
after this year, he's a free agent or some shit. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, this is his fourth year?
Fourth. That's what I'm saying.
Year. So this is this contract year.
Right. So that's why I said I would pick B.
Yam said that's not techable. That's Scott Turner's playbook.
Playbook is a lot better than what Scott.
Lord Tipsy says
Witherspoon. That's what I was thinking of.
Witherspoon and his physicality.
Yeah, Witherspoon. That's what I was thinking of. The third corner.
Yeah. Yam says I got a feeling teams are waiting until after the draft to make a play for Lamar because they don't want to give up this year's pick. So that's actually a good point, Yam. I read that a couple days ago. It's on ESPN saying if teams play their cards right, they pursue Lamar after the draft, and then they defer the first round pick to the 2 first round picks to the next 2 drafts.
And if you wait till June 1st, you can defer that money too.
Whatever weapon you want to get this year. It's actually pretty smart if you think about it. Get a weapon in first round, whatever that receiver, whatever lineman, whatever. Then next year, you go in and you give up the 2 first round picks the following year. It's actually a genius idea.
Yeah, and like I said, June 1st, you do it after that. They're on the hook for that 32.
Hey, we might be doing that too, Dev. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, chestnut checkers. It's just why. Again, I'm not saying that it's a bad idea not to go for Jackson. I totally get the way the NFL is now with free agency. It's much more advantageous to have a good quarterback at a rookie pay scale and have everything around him. I get it, but we've been doing that for 3 or 4 years and we haven't been good.
Yeah.
Try something different. Y'all gonna be out. Y'all gonna get fired anyways, bro. Like, what are you waiting on? Y'all want to get fired? Y'all gonna die with food on your plate, bro. That's a saying.
I don't think they're going anywhere.
Food on your plate, man.
You could go 0-15, 0-17. I think Ron's got another year.
Hell no, man. Ron don't make the playoffs. He's gone for show. And if Jackson ends up like MVP or some shit, he's gone for show anyways because you had a shot to get him. You didn't even make an effort. That's what pisses everybody off. It ain't like you went like Russ and Stafford. You went for it and it just didn't work. You didn't even try. You was like. There's never been a team I can remember. And Phil, he's a historian in this shit. He might know. But I don't know anybody that's ever said, hey, man, I got this 5th-year guy, and he threw 19 passes last year in his rookie year. Let's just give him the reins. Not let him earn it or not hey, let's give it to him because somebody's hurt. Let's just say, the whole season's he's number 1. That's crazy. I think that's insane if it don't work. But it's genius if it does.
But does that sound like someone who's in their last year? Why would someone do that? It makes 0 sense.
Kind of how
somebody's on dust.
There's an exact example like that. No, are there examples where you can say that they just gave the reins to somebody who was unproven? Yeah.
When? At the beginning before the season even starts, not like Tom Brady who. Everybody got fucked up before he got a chance to play, or Kurt Warner. I mean, I'm talking about.
Seen it in other teams.
Like the whole season. Let's just roll with a 5th round.
Other teams did it. The Colts did it with Sam Ellinger.
The Colts didn't do it with Sam Ellinger. Everybody got hurt and bummed out in the middle of the season.
Texans did it with Davis Mills
but he played a whole year when people got injured. He didn't play 1 game or 19 snaps in the 5th round, and then the next offseason we're like, you can have it. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't even drafted no one. Went after a quarterback or nothing. They were just like, we're just going to let the 5th rounder take over. Like, what the fuck have I not seen?
I still want to know, why is he a 5th round pick? If he was 1st round talent the year prior, and I get it, his line left, his weapons left in UNC. But if he's still arguably, I think Mel Kiper said Sam Howell would be his 4th favorite quarterback if he would come out this year.
Yeah, I would agree with that probably 3rd, honestly. I'm a Hal fan. I think he's a good quarterback, man. I just think that you got to be out of your. If Lamar or Allen or Aaron Rodgers wasn't available, I would say shit. I'd be like, don't go after none of these dudes. Keep fucking Taylor for all I care if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or draft someone. I still feel like I feel like one of these top 5 quarterbacks. Was it Herndon Richardson, Young, what's the kid from Alabama? I mean, not Alabama, but from Ohio State, and Levis.
DJ?
Those guys, those guys. Those 5 quarterbacks are supposed to go in the first round. When's the last time that's happened?
It's been a while. 2012.
Right. I damn sure don't think 5 are going before 16. So you mean to tell me if Levis is there at 16, you don't take him?
Dude, Levis is bombing interviews.
And I hate that mother. I hate him, dog.
He's bombing interviews.
I don't like him. I don't think he's good. I think he's Haskins, bro. I think
he lost his starting job to Sean. He lost out to Sean Clifford, who is garbage.
Yam says he looks at Sam as being more like a
Burrow lost his starting job a couple times too, and look how that worked.
So I'm not Haskins because he got hurt.
Yeah. But still,
Yam's reminding us Tom Brady's first start was abysmal. Mr. 6th round pick Tom Brady
got put in because of injury, though. They didn't start the season and be like, I know y'all don't know this dude, but we starting Tom Brady. They didn't do that. Yeah. That dude got in because everyone got hurt, and they had the best defense and best coach in the NFL when it happened.
Yeah. Two more comments, and we'll go on to the last topic here. Yam says, I mean, if we crash and burn, we're really not any worse off. Hell, we might stink enough to get a better draft pick.
We're definitely worse off because we're going to be in the same position next year asking who the quarterback is, and that's my point.
That's
why I'm willing to draft. I'd rather draft somebody anyways. I've always wanted to draft somebody.
Rivera messed up last year. Taylor Heineke told him Sam Howell should start like Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. They begged for Chris Paul. It's like the coaches didn't know what they are doing. And Marcus says no to Levis.
Yeah, I don't like
draft Hooker.
Hooker's going in the first round, Marcus.
I'm not drafting.
Hooker's going in the first round. They said he's going to be ready week 1. Hooker's going in the first round.
I'm not drafting a quarterback unless you're getting a project guy in a 6th or 7th round. All right, you get like an Aiden O'Connell or something.
Another Sam Howell.
Not even that. Somebody that's like, hey, we're gonna develop him. If anything happens out of it, we got great value.
Man,
because Sam Howell starts week 1. Period. That is the plan.
Hey, y'all know Ron loves his veterans, right? Watching you go mess around watching Jacoby go
right
week 1
and go 8-9 wins, bro. Barely make the playoffs. I'm telling you, dog, this is what's going to happen. And then next year, we're like, well, Sam got hurt week 3. We don't know what he has. We got to give him another year. It's going to be some ignorant shit like that.
So you want to waste a 1st round pick or a 2nd round pick on a quarterback on the idea that Sam Howell may get hurt?
No, not at all. I want to do it on the fact that Sam Howell's a 5th round pick and might be garbage. That's why I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll get hurt. I don't think he will be garbage either. But if he's not, what'd you lose?
But what if the coaching staff feels like you did? They don't think he's going to be garbage. What does that say if you go out and you spend a high round draft pick? You know, you've already invested that draft capital in that quarterback. You have to do something with him. You're not going to draft a quarterback in the 2nd round and be like, no, you're going to sit this bench and be our 3rd quarterback.
Oh, 2nd round, we fart those out anyways. Fuck those 2nd round picks. Pick like 5 quarterbacks.
I would also say, how often does someone who's projected, who's 1st round talent 1 year, stays, drops the following year? Like, how often does that happen? Like, someone's going to be 1st round talent. They decide to stay 1 more year at college, and then they drop in draft rankings.
The entire quarterback class did that last year. None of them were good.
I mean,
none of them were good.
We don't know about Pickett yet. Pickett's okay.
If we had Pickett this year, y'all be like, why don't we go after Lamar Jackson? You know, like that's what they say in Pittsburgh. Why aren't we going after Lamar Jackson? You know, it's just a crazy.
I mean, look, it is what it is.
Yeah, you never know. I think Howell's gonna be good though. I don't want to diss Howell.
I think you got to make that clear because sometimes that gets lost in the wash. We obviously Bieniemy likes Howell.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Bieniemy be pushing for somebody else now because he's been given full control of that offense. That's
Marcus
offense.
Makes a good point. Draft status doesn't matter. Look at Brock Purdy, Mr. Relevant, played well. If you got the right coaches and right support system and the system.
Trey Lance, I was a Trey Lance guy. He has been ass
right
over
and look at what Chicago gave up to get Fields.
Trey Lance has been ass.
Fields is finally starting to show something.
Trey Lance has been ass, but Trey Lance is week 1 starting quarterback for San Francisco.
No, they apparently Purdy's coming into camp week as a starter.
I think he's going to be healthy at the very end, so they got to make a decision. Do they keep him or go?
The point is, you making a decision. It's obvious who's better. We all watch the games. Who's better between Purdy and him? Yeah, we all see it. Yeah, why is this motherfucker getting a shot though? Then that's my point.
Trey Lance.
Right,
because they gave up so much capital
right.
to get him.
Right. That's my point.
You have to.
So that's my point.
Which is why I don't want us to make the same mistake now.
Man, look, I'm telling you right now, what have you got to lose, bro? I get why I don't want a quarterback.
Did
I'm
you
just
just
saying
ask
that if
that
it
question?
happens, if you got, I don't want a quarterback first, but I understand if they picked one. I get it.
I wouldn't.
If week 7 or 8 comes around and Hal's not the guy, man, throw the other motherfucker in there and see if he is. Or if not, lose out and get Shadur Sanders or the other dude, man, that's coming out next year, quarterback. Right. Don't whatever you do, Washington, get in tight on this if y'all can. Whatever you do, bro, do not finish in the top 15 to 20 in the draft next year, bro. Lose every fucking game or win all of them. That's your only two choices, man. Man, don't win 9-7, man. Don't go 8 and something to make the playoffs in the first round barely or not make it barely. Don't make it. Don't come close, bro. Don't come close or win them all. Right, 10 wins. Or I got to fire Ron, bro. I got to fire Ron Mayhew, Wright. Everybody got to go, bro. Everybody got to go because you had a chance to get a premier quarterback. And especially if the reasons because we have a quarterback, that's going to be the worst. Because somebody got hurt or we don't have a quarterback. That's going to be the worst, bro.
By the way,
I hope it happens just so I can come on the rabbit on the internet.
I'm going to make here's the thing, Dev. If we draft a quarterback, I'm just like Yam said here. GM says he wants to draft quarterback late, like 5th, 7th round again.
Cunningham in the 7th.
I actually have picked Malik Cunningham in some of my mock drafts in the 7th round.
Randall. Give me Randall Cunningham.
Give me Randall's boy. Bleak.
Randall was ahead of his
Bleak
time.
Cunningham. His son, Bleak, is good too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 7th round ability.
Yam says always take guys while they're young, as in case for QB3.
I'm telling you, man. I'll take
10 wins.
Herndon's going to go in the first round, though, Phil. They said he's going to be ready. He's showing out in pre-drafts. Herndon's might go over Levis.
That's fine. And if he's not ready, well.
The good thing is if he's not ready, you got him next year. If you need him next year, this team sucked.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker, trust me, I'm a huge Virginia Tech fan. He was not good at Virginia Tech. He goes to Tennessee and he blows up for 1 year. Is like
I don't think he's
Anthony
ready.
Richardson. 1 year of great production.
You can win with Anthony Richardson if you put him in the Jalen Hurts offense. I don't think that Herndon is ready. Herndon is a guy at Tennessee. As soon as he hikes it in his first week, he's hooked up. He's gone, man. He skates every time, no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not saying bring him in and make him the starter. I'm saying if he's there, man, I want a corner. I've already said this, but if you pick a quarterback, I get it. Because what have you done successfully at quarterback so far?
Nothing. Not anything recently.
In 30 years, bro.
So you just want to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks?
Basically.
How about if we draft a quarterback in the first round and then go after Lamar?
Dude. One of them's got to be right? One of those decisions have to work. One of them have to work.
All right.
And then we trade Jacoby Brissett and Sam Howell, and we trade for what's old boy? We'll go get Sam Darnold or somebody like that too.
I've already said you shouldn't have the quarterback. What's his face from we just picked up?
Brissett?
Yeah, I like Brissett, but we shouldn't have picked up Brissett so early, man. Like, what did we have to lose to him going somewhere else? Another backup quarterback? Like, I don't understand why that was your day one call, man. You could have saved him.
Call because he fits what you want him to do.
I feel like we could have got that same guy caliber like in June. If the whole idea is Sam Howell is your quarterback, anyways.
Yeah, but who?
I don't know who's going to get cut or who's available in June. You only got him for 1 year, anyways.
I'll tell you who's available now.
The goal is not to play. Fucking pick Herndon Hooker in the second round or somebody, man. Making the backup. I don't give a shit.
You just keep wanting to draft quarterbacks high, like.
Listen to the available quarterbacks, Dad.
The 49ers are stuck having to give Trey Lance chances.
That's going to be more of June 1st.
Draft capital, and then I'm saying I don't want them to make the same mistake, but you're calling on us to make the same mistake.
No, I'm calling us to.
Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, too expensive. Tom Brady, not playing. Teddy Bridgewater, I think I'm over to Teddy trade. Mason Rudolph, Joe Flacco, Blaine Gabbert, Chase Daniel, Trevor Siemian, Brian Hoyer, Brandon Allen, Josh Johnson.
I would take any of those guys for about $3 or $4 million. $4 or $5 million.
Jacoby Brissett ran circles around all these guys.
I agree. Jacoby's better than him. The goal is he ain't gonna play anyways. If Jacoby Brissett's playing for a lot of time, we're going to be in the same situation we are this year, next year. It don't matter what the reason
No,
is.
but you want somebody. Here's the thing: they are trying to make that step forward this year, right? And I think they believe they can do it with Howell. But if Howell gets hurt, you need somebody to, if Howell gets hurt for a couple of games, Brissett can come in and win games for you. And you want somebody who can do that.
Heinicke could have won 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, he could have.
Right.
And then he put the controller down and stopped playing Madden. He went out and played real football and threw interceptions.
You don't think any of the backup quarterbacks will win 2 or 3 games that they needed to? If they're playing more than that, we're in the same situation next year anyways.
Maybe.
That's what I'm trying to say. So, like I said, I understand Brissett, but why was he an emergency guy to get? You could have said, hey, man, if you wait a couple more weeks, we might get you for $8 million a year.
Want somebody who's not trying to be your starter.
Remember, they're big on character too. They might not have saw that list of guys and said, none of these dudes
sound like he was a starter.
None of these dudes fit our character. They don't fit our culture. They don't fit what we're trying to think. You know what I mean?
Been nothing but a model citizen. Yeah,
Brissett's dope, man. Brissett's a dope player. I bet he's going to be good for the locker room. I'm just saying, it felt like, why did you have to get that guy the first day of free agency? Though?
I think he was the best available backup quarterback.
Probably
he was the best available backup quarterback. That's why.
I'm gonna use a page out of Mayhew's book. Well, they ain't go after Hargraves. Fucking Hargraves, man.
Yeah, and Brissett's healthy. He has no health issues. You don't got to worry about him. Even if he was being started, he doesn't miss games.
I like him. My fear is that he comes in and plays well. That's my fear. Yeah. He comes in and wins 8 or 9 games.
and beats Hal, then yeah. But if he beats Hal, like Caleb said, if he beats Hal, then Hal's not the guy. It's clearly
and then next year we're doing this again. That's my point. Like that's my point.
So you wanted a bad backup quarterback?
No.
Hal's not the man.
What I wanted was for show pussy over I don't know pussy. We playing football with I don't know pussy. That's what they do.
Any ladies listening to this, we love you.
Yeah. We're playing football with I don't know pussy. I want it for show. Never pass.
I'm only calling you bitches.
I don't know
your names individually.
This is why we can't do ads on these videos because of these words.
That wasn't David said that this time.
Marcus says Brissett and Hal are working out with wide receivers. He's teaching them the West Coast offensive concepts. Yeah, that's dope. Last topic I want to talk about. The NFL has finally agreed to allow players to wear the number 0. And I think Calvin Ridley is the first player to come forward and fully announce that he's wearing the number 0. So I think that's pretty cool. And honestly, I never even noticed
last year.
Yeah, which is stupid, by the way. But I never knew that was the thing. So the NFL came out and proposed these rules, and it's been approved by the owners. Quarterbacks are wearing numbers 0 through 19. Punters and place kicker 0 through 49 and 90 to 99. Defensive backs 0 through 49. Running backs, fullbacks, tight ends, receivers 0 through 49 and 80 through 89. Offensive linemen 50 through 79. Defensive linemen 50 through 79 and 90 through 99. And linebackers 0 through 59 and 90 through 99. So that's permitted use of the number 0 is now authorized. What do y'all think about that? Do you care about the number 0? Does it bother you? Care less? Don't give a shit.
Didn't give a shit. I wouldn't want to wear the number 0 though.
Yeah. I would. I would have in high school.
If you suck, if you blow something, like you're just opening yourself up to jokes.
Yeah. Or if you shut people down, you're like, no catches.
No, he's wearing his value on his jersey. 0.
Or you're wearing the number of catches you got today.
Right.
0. You're wearing the number of sacks you got today. Yeah.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
I mean, granted, everybody, someone suggested that you get a Snyder jersey that says 0, a Dan Snyder jersey, and just have it be 0. I mean, that's funny, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I really don't care.
Yem said 0s should go to our kick returner, make it a target for the opposing kicker. Yeah, Dax Milne, the number of good kick returns he had last year. Number of good punt returns he had last year.
Man.
0.
Hey, man, maybe whoever gets number 1 or number 0 shows out, though. That'd be the new Agent 0.
Agent 0 was dope, man. Gilbert Arenas. We had him here.
Who was the number
He
best?
He
number
had
zero of
0
all
bullets
time?
in that
Him?
gun he brought to the Verizon Center.
He had to have been the best number 0 of all time. That dude was
He
lethal
is.
at
He
one
was.
point.
He is.
Stone Cold Killer, man.
Hey man, if Donald Trump could be charged with a crime, anything could happen, bro.
Anything can happen. Yam says,
Only
put
in
Antonio
America.
Gibson back there. Only in America. George Washington Duke. Touch me and I'll sue, punk. Touch me and I'll sue. What does Rocky do? Pow! Sue me for what? That's the end of Rocky 5, by the way.
Sue me for
A
what?
lot of people don't even know Rocky 5 exists, but
We
I
try
like
to
Rocky
forget.
5.
We try to forget.
Most people have that. I like Rocky 5. I'm in the very
You a Tommy Gunn
minority.
fan?
I like Creed 3.
Tommy Gunn, Tommy the Machine Gun,
My Creed 3, not guilty.
John Wayne's nephew.
By the way,
Tommy
have you noticed
Morrison.
like the names got funny? Like, okay, you had Apollo Creed. All right, that's
Yep.
cool.
Clubber
Clubber
Lang
Lang.
was dope.
Clubber Lang is cool.
Yep.
Ivan
Big Red
Drago.
Machine. The
Ivan
Big
Drago.
Red Machine.
Yeah, Ivan Drago. I'm gonna try to get a picture with him this weekend. By
If
the way,
he
he's gonna be
dies,
at the
he
Comic
dies.
Boy too.
Hey, ask
Yeah,
him
Tommy
if the story is true that he got robbed in Miami, and once they realized they were inside his house, they ended up like cleaning the place they were robbing and apologizing and leaving his wife with a bunch of money. Like they were so scared
What?
because man, they said he's like such a G. It's been you can look up the YouTube videos, man, that people like try to do things to him that he like did. He's like the real deal. That somebody broke into his house and
Dolph
basically
Lundgren?
cleaned his house. Dolph Lundgren, yeah.
He's the original Punisher.
Story.
He's the
Yeah,
original
go
Punisher.
ask him if that's true. It's been a bunch of stories about him like fucking people up, man.
And
Him and
he
Deanna
was,
Townsend, by the way.
6'4".
he was didn't he play He-Man in Masters of the Universe?
Yeah,
Yes.
worst story ever, by the way.
Yeah, it's terrible. Courtney
They're
Cox.
Now-
redoing this.
He's
They're
awful.
redoing that, by the way. The guy that
Then
played
after
Black
Ivan
Adam plays
Drago,
He-Man.
hold on, but after Ivan Drago, who do we have? We have
Tommy Gunn.
Tommy Machine Gun,
Yes. And then
and then Mason
Lincoln-
the Line Dixon.
Yeah, he wasn't.
yes. Terrible name.
Jonathan Major's character was pretty dope. I don't know his name though.
But
He just got
Mason,
arrested.
that
Yeah,
one,
not guilty though. They
No.
just put out the text just now today.
Arrested.
So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe he's not guilty. Prayers for Jonathan
Mason
Majors. He's
the
not.
Line Dixon.
Thunder Lips.
Yim
When
saying
I
Thunder
heard
Lips.
that was the only part of Rocky Balboa I couldn't stand. I was like, "Do we really call Antonio Tarver Mason the Line Dixon?"
Marcus says Creed 3 is fire. I haven't seen it yet.
Creed 3 is fire, man.
Probably
It's
should
short.
see it
It's rushed. It feels rushed, but it is pretty good.
Is it? Feels rushed.
It feels
Yeah.
rushed. Better than Cocaine Bear, by the way. Barely.
Cocaine Bear. Still got to see it. Still got to see it. Got a lot of good stuff to see. I got to start.
Hey, for the people who brought you Cocaine Bear,
That's John Wick 4.
the sequel's coming. It's called Crack Raccoon.
Trash
Is that a
Panda.
joke or is that serious?
Trash Panda. Oh,
Who knows, man?
I want to
You
see
never
like
tell with TV these days.
I want to see like meth head roaches or something like in the neighborhood, in the hood or whatever, like the Leprechaun in the hood with iced tea.
Hey, you've seen Joe's Apartment, haven't you?
I have seen Joe's Apartment.
There you go.
I also seen the what's those old Albert Hitchcock type shows coming in black and white? Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Dark Side?
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone. That's it. Like the old
Yeah.
one where the roaches was checking that dude up, man. That's pretty scary.
Nice. Well, hey, good episode tonight. We talked about the owners groups. Dan Snyder got two $6 million bids on the table. Ron said they're not going after Lamar. They finally started roster building. We are the odds on DraftKings Sportsbook to land Bijan Robinson at 16. And players can wear the number 0 on their jerseys.
The letter O.
The letter O. You know what? When you say in a phone number, do you say O still or do you say 0?
You know,
I say
I'm
O.
not gonna lie.
I got a letter O.
I worked in customer service, believe it or not, a bunch of times. Most notably for Verizon Wireless back in the day, in my youth, and I have learned not to say O on the phone. I say 0 almost every time.
That's smart.
Yeah,
That's the right way to do it. That's the way to go.
I want to say O, but I say
Yeah.
0. I had a hard time when I started working there not singing numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like it was like it's hard as hell to break that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And no matter how you toss it up,
Sesame
1
Street.
is the loneliest number of them all.
That's true.
Third Eye Blind from Kentucky. Some of them are from here, Bowling Green. Met one of them.
Marcus says, later family, Final Four this weekend. Congrats to the Lady Cards for a good season.
They did. Why didn't they hire that motherfucker as a head coach of the men's basketball? We won 4 games, bro. Louisville basketball won 4 games. Crazy.
I guess Yam was singing the same song I was. My kids in Sesame Street. They at least like this video of Pentatonics. They took the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs and made it better.
Well, Sesame Street's kind of fucked up, anyways, bro. I mean, there's a dude living in the trash can. There's clearly a pimp out there in a Dracula outfit. That guy's clearly a pimp. There's 2 dudes living together, Bert and Ernie sharing toothbrushes. Nobody talks about that shit.
Let them be, man. Let them live.
There's a dude that's depressed walking around there, snuffle up against that just looks like he wants to kill himself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just saying, there's a big ass bird telling on everybody, a snitch running around the neighborhood, and you got crackhead Elmo. That neighborhood wasn't as good as you think.
Everybody's tripping. Someone's tripping in that world.
Every black person on Sesame Street, when we were kids, the old school black guys on there, every one of those guys were in pimp movies like Dolomite before that. Every one of them. Look at that. Look at the IMBD. Every one of them were in blaxploitation movies like Fast Black and
Breaking.
Rumple Pimp Skin and shit like that, man. Like this
favorite blaxploitation movie.
Fast Black. No, Mean. Oh, it's a tough one. Mean Green. The Mac is probably number 1. The Mac. I'm gonna go the Mac.
The Mac. Like this, I'm gonna get you sucker count. Is that too late?
That was a spoof for blaxploitation movies.
Spoof for blaxploitation, but okay.
But I will count that if you count.
I got a good one for you. If you haven't seen it, you should. JD's Revenge.
Yes, I've seen JD's Revenge for sure.
That movie,
good one,
fucking
good
great.
One. Good one. But Dolomite, when he got out of jail and slapped that woman for putting him in cotton underwear, man, that shit was crazy to me, man. I told you.
Don't ever watch the movie New York Ninja. If you've seen it,
I have seen New York Ninja.
It is
the remake too. Have you seen the remake?
The remake is so bad.
Oh my god,
so bad. I love it.
Robo Ninja's worse.
New York Ninja. Oh my
Robo
gosh.
Ninja.
Shout out to Lord Tipsy. He said, "Have a great night, fellas. Glad I could finally catch some of the show live. Thank you for joining." Lord Tipsy, tell me who you are, man. If you're interacting with on Twitter, I let me know, man. I want to know. I like to put faces to names.
Try Yam or Rod.
We appreciate it.
Are you a Knicks fan? Tipsy.
Shout out to Marcus and Yam, and shout out to Arch. And Deuce jumping in from the chat.
By the way, Steve,
ref the district. Thank you for joining, man. We really appreciate it.
Steve, if you ever get a chance, go on YouTube. There's this movie called Fast Black. It's got Morgan Freeman in it. He looks exact same age as he does now. Ironically, it's like 40 years ago. But he looks exactly.
Is this why your fantasy team 2 years ago was the Washington Fast Blacks?
Man, it's called Fast Black. That's this dude's. That's his name in the movie. Fast Black. He's a pimp. He tries to teach a then very upright walking Christopher Reeves how to be a pimp. That's what the whole movie's about, man. But there's a scene where he slaps somebody so fast. It's like he's like talking like, hey, and he just keeps talking like it never happened, dog. But you can just look up Fast Black slap on YouTube. Morgan Freeman, funniest shit you will ever see in your life, man. It's happening so fast.
Hey, look, you gotta pull up, how you gotta pull up the JD's Revenge scene when the guy catches him in his house after he nailed his wife.
Oh yeah,
he's like, that's right. I fucked your woman.
Yeah, it says I like Foxy Brown myself.
Foxy Brown was pretty hot. She's still good looking, probably.
Fellas, any closing words? Any closing words?
Shout out man. Exploitation movies.
Man, shout out to the survivors down here in Nashville, Tennessee, man. The school shooting. That's only it's only about 40 minutes away from my house. Terrible shit. By the way, man, I know this is probably a horrible thing to say, but I hope they bury that bitch in a dress just to be petty. Like put her in a pink dress, pink coffin, eyelashes. Hey, I promote everybody get together and get a GoFundMe to get this dude some breast implants, before she's buried. We're gonna make sure she don't rest in peace, bro. That's some bullshit. Just letting you know. Just for people that don't know, there was a transgender dude or chick that was
we're being demonetized.
I mean, I'm cool with transgenders. Shit, fuck it, that's cool. But she don't deserve to rest in peace, bro. So I want her some high heels, lashes, a big booty lift. I need all that done, dog.
Hey, none of them people do. None of them dudes. 99% of the people are dudes. Deserve to rest in peace.
She need to be buried as a chick, man.
Yeah. We're not going to get into that. There's just all kind of demographics you can pull up for those kind of things. But it's a sad event, terrible. It's a shame it happened, man. It's terrible. Your kids shouldn't have to worry about stuff like that. But Yam says, I was going for a bike ride at lunch myself. That's good stuff. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back next Thursday for our live stream. Thank you for tuning in. You can always find this on any of your audio podcast platform. Just search for Command This and we shall be there. We are less than 30 days from the NFL draft coming up on April 27th, which means hopefully as we get closer and as the team starts doing OTAs that, we might get some access to the team for some exclusive coverage like we did last year. That should be fun. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Share this with everybody if you're into this sort of thing. We'd appreciate it. Hit us up on Twitter. You can always find us at @command_this, and Phil's Twitter's there. My Twitter's there. Dev is at hello. I'm Dev.
I tried to put it in, but it was kept freezing up every time. So I just wrote what I could.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. We'll catch y'all next week. As always, peace and hail. We out.
Why is this happening?